We are officially packed for labor and delivery, which is so exciting because I am now 36 weeks pregnant. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nicole and I am 36 weeks pregnant with our third baby and our third boy, and I have officially packed for the hospital. This is everything I'm bringing other than a car seat, and I will say this is a very minimalistic hospital bag pack. So I am just bringing very bare minimum things that I need for at the hospital. But just because I'm not bringing something does not mean that you might not want or need to bring it. So just keep that in mind. This is just what I like to have when I'm in the hospital for my stay. Since I am officially 36 weeks, I can show you all what my belly looks like. So that is what it looks like. I feel pretty big. I think this might be the biggest that I've ever been in any of my other pregnancies. And I'm only 36 weeks, so that's really saying something. Before I open this diaper bag up, this is a diaper bag, it's from 12 Little, I want to just mention two things really quick so I don't forget them. The first is going to be, if you know what hospital you are delivering at, I recommend going on to their website or even just asking your OB if they also work at the same hospital that you will deliver at, about what they provide for you at the hospital or for baby. I know a lot of hospitals have a list of everything they provide. They might even have a digital way to tour your labor and delivery rooms, and also your mommy and baby rooms, your postpartum recovery rooms, whatever they call them there. I recommend looking into all that information before you pack your hospital bag, because you might find out things that you want to bring or you feel like you need. They will provide them for you, and then it's just one less thing that you have to pack or purchase if they will have it at the hospital for you. The second thing I recommend that you do is some type of birth plan, if you decide to do a birth plan, or just an informational card, something you can make, which I'm going to show you what I am making. You could just put this in your notes or something, and make sure your husband has this information and they can relay it to a provider, a nurse, something like that if necessary. Just because if you are in labor and you're having really extreme contractions, you might not be able to answer some of the questions that the intake nurse might be asking of you. So I know the last time I went into labor, when I got to the hospital, in less than 30 minutes, my son was delivered. It was very, very fast. The nurses moved really, really fast, but he was just ready to come. His labor just was a really, really quick labor. And the nurse was asking a lot of questions that I was trying to answer, but my contractions were very close together, so it was hard for me to answer those questions. And then my husband, as much as I love him, he remembers bits of pieces of information, so he was trying to communicate to the nurse different things, but he wasn't quite accurate. I remember there's a big time where the nurse was like, wait, is this your third pregnancy or is this your second pregnancy? And my husband was like, oh, it's her second. And I was like, no, it's my third. And because we had lost the baby, and he was like, oh, I wasn't even thinking. I was thinking this is your second time giving birth. I wasn't thinking about that, whatever. And I was like, there's just so much going on in that moment that things can get forgotten. So that can kind of be like an easy thing that like either your husband can look at and give them the information, or you can just give it directly to the nurse. So some things that I am putting on here is obviously my information, my husband's information. I'm also putting my husband's contact information, which obviously I'm going to blur out so you guys can't see all that stuff. But just in case I have to go to our hospital without my husband, if there's a chance that he is at work, then they have the ability to get in direct contact with him to make sure he gets there. For some reason I'm not able to, which can sound weird, but my husband's in the military, so sometimes there is like some weird issues that can arise from that particular situation. And then I'm also putting on there my blood type, the information about my medical history. So with my antibodies, that information is on there. I'm putting my allergies. So if you have medication or food allergies, might be good to list those on there. The things that doctors want to know anytime you go to the hospital. And then I'm also sharing all of my previous pregnancies and the different information for each pregnancy. So they also have that on there as well. And I'm not doing a birth plan, but the only thing I'm stating on this card is do not offer me any type of pain medication, because I will ask if I need it. I think that when you have a nurse that's constantly telling you, if you don't get this, you're not going to be able to, if you don't get this, you're not going to be able to, which with my first labor and delivery, that nurse that I had kept telling me, well, you're over 6 centimeters dilated. Like, if we don't give you an epidural now, there's a very good chance that you won't get one, and you can be in labor for hours like this. And it really made me feel like I had to get an epidural, because an OB was coming to check me, and she's like, if the OB checks you and you're past a certain number of centimeters, they're not going to let you have an epidural, kind of thing. And I feel like that's kind of fear-mongering. Like, I don't like that, and I hope that no one ever else has to deal with that. In that moment, I was thinking like, oh, it's good that she gave me like the opportunity to get it, so I didn't lose that opportunity. But now I think that I wish I wouldn't have gotten it, or at least I wouldn't have gotten it as early as I did. I think it affected that labor. And with my second labor and delivery, obviously it went super, super fast. So it wasn't really like I had a chance to really like even get an epidural because it went so fast. But when I was in there and I was in a lot of pain, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. Like, this is really, really painful. And the nurse was like, hey, if you, like, you can do this, and you're going to do this. Like, it's everything. Like, she was really like, if this is something that you want to do, you want to deliver with no medication, this is your time to do it, because this baby is ready to come, kind of thing. She's like, not that we couldn't try to get you pain medication or something, but your baby might not make this an option for you. And I really, really loved that. I don't know if it was actually a nurse or if she was a midwife. My labor happened super, super fast, that whole thing was kind of a whirlwind of everything. But I think she might have been a midwife who delivered my baby. I'm not sure. Anyways, let's get into everything that is in this hospital bag, because I've been talking forever. I just wanted to make sure I shared those 2 points, because I don't want to physically show you guys the card because it has our personal information on it, and YouTube does not need to see that. But this is my 12 little diaper bag right here. It has these pockets on the outside, which is nice because I can stick my phone in this pocket right here, or like a water bottle in this pocket, my car keys, anything like that. If I'm running out of the house, I probably will also stick my wallet in this, as long as I feel like it's secure. If not, I'm just gonna toss it in the top here, because I don't plan on taking my purse to the hospital with me, just this diaper bag. And then I will show you right here, I have a little pack of Honest wipes, as you can see. And then behind here, I have just a few diapers, and that is just because I was told that at our hospital they use Huggies diapers, which I don't dislike Huggies completely, but with newborn poop, like, Huggy diapers never really did great with that meconium poop that they have. So I have the Pampers Swaddlers. I think they're the best for that first like meconium poop. It helps like pull it away from the baby's skin. So I know I will want him to have those diapers at least like come 24 hours after he's born. So I brought a few in there. And then this is what the inside of my hospital bag looks like. I'll show you before I pull everything out. So everything is packed in there. I have plenty of space if I want to add more things. So if you think that I'm missing something that I really, really need, leave it in the comments and then maybe I will think about adding it. But I'm pretty minimalistic. There's nothing in here for my husband at all. I don't even know if he will actually even spend a night in the hospital because we have 2 other little kids who like our routine of mom or dad putting them to sleep. So even though we have family here, I think he'll still come home and try to make sure he is here when they go to sleep and he is here when they first wake up in the morning, just to make sure that they have that sense of consistency that they have always had. I think it's hard enough with them just to be without mom, let alone to be without mom or dad. So that is our plan. So there's nothing for him in here. We live super close to the hospital, so that's another benefit for us. It's not hard for my husband to come home and grab something for us or to get changed, take a shower, whatever he needs to do. If you live really far from the hospital, you definitely want to pack stuff for your husband. And then you might just want to pack more things if you feel like it's going to be too far for you to drive, if you forget something that you think you may need. The first thing I'm going to start with is the stuff that I am bringing for our baby boy because it is so small. So I'm bringing the diapers, the wipes, and then this little pack right here is everything else that I have for our baby. So inside this is a wet dry bag. I have the swaddle from Copper Pearl that I plan to take pictures with him. And it's just like a little dinosaur swaddle. I also have the matching hat from Copper Pearl to go with that. So I will plan to try to take a few photos with that at the hospital. And then I also have, this is his going home outfit. So this is a Kite Baby little sleeper. And then this is the hat that matches. So this will be his little coming home outfit. On his car seat, I have a little bit of a warmer blanket. That's like our car seat blanket that I am going to bring with us to the hospital as well. So if it's cooler outside, I can put the blanket around him and it'll give him a little bit more warmth. So that's everything that I have in this little bag for him. The hospital is going to provide you guys with these little like outfits that are like really open for them. And when you first deliver a baby, they're running a lot of different tests on them. And even like the next day, they're going to check their hearing, they're going to check their eyesight. They're going to be poking and prodding them quite a little bit. So getting them dressed and then getting them undressed can be a difficult situation. So I kind of just keep them in like a diaper and their little like shirt things that they give them and then swaddled up in a hospital blanket, and then I use mine for whenever we are getting ready to leave the hospital. Next, we can go into everything that I brought for myself, and I'll show you my technology stuff first. So this is my iPad. So this is so I can do some video editing if I want to try to keep posting for you guys. My plan is to keep sharing like labor delivery stuff with you all as soon as I can. So I want to bring that with me. And then I also have this little pack right here. The inside here, I have my headphones. So if I want to listen to any type of like music or anything while I'm in labor, I can do that. I also have a charger for my Apple Watch, a charger for my headphones because they all have different chargers now, and a charger for my phone. This phone charger has a super long cord. I think this is 6 or 9 feet. I can't tell you the exact number, but it's a really, really long cord, so I can have it plugged in and it can still reach my bed, hopefully. So I have all that stuff in here. I do recommend you pack extra chargers so you don't forget a charger whenever you're leaving. And then I always recommend a super long phone charger. That way, if you are stuck in your bed it's not hard for you to be able to charge your phone. I know with my first, I was pretty much stuck in a bed for like 36 hours. And you can plan to not have an epidural. You can plan to, you know, have a smooth labor. Whether or not that happens or not is not guaranteed. So it's always better to be prepared for something like that just in case you need it. So that's all the technology stuff I have. Next, I'll do like my kind of like personal care items. I have an extra pair of glasses. I never wear these glasses anymore, so I can put them in here, and then if I need like actual glasses to see my eyes because I wear contacts, I have an extra pair in here, and then I don't have to pack the pair that I normally wear every night. I also have my little like toiletry bag, and this is just super simple stuff that I like to have with me. There's no makeup in here. I'm not planning on bringing makeup, but I have a little travel hairbrush here. I have a scrunchie, and then also 2 hair ties. So I just keep that all on my hairbrush. I also have these face wipes, so this can help remove makeup, but it also is nice if you just can't wash your face, just to have like a face wipe to like help make you feel fresh. I have contact solution and a contact case. More than likely I will wear contacts to the hospital just because I always have contacts on. And then I also have a toothbrush and a little mini toothbrush or toothpaste in here. These are just ones that I can leave in here and I don't have to worry about grabbing any more. Inside this little pouch, I have these little like toothpick things. Let me see if I show you one. So these are like floss toothpick things. And then I also have some chapstick, because you never want to be without chapstick, or at least I never want to be without chapstick. So this is all I am bringing for toiletries. I do not like showering in hospitals. I don't like showering anywhere but my own shower. So I do not plan to take a shower at the hospital. If that is something you would like to do, then obviously pack stuff for the shower. I have given birth at hospitals where they, you know, have like body wash, they have shampoo, conditioner, they have all these other things. Like they have a bunch of like toiletry things that you would like see at like a hospital. I just am not about taking a shower in a hospital shower personally. But another thing that you might want to bring if you are planning on taking a shower in a hospital shower would be some type of like shoes that you could shower with, like shower shoes. Yeah. But that's just not for me. So that's all I'm packing for like toiletries. That's all I'm packing for toiletries. I am bringing 2 of Depends. So these are the Depends that I purchased for myself. I've talked about this in my postpartum haul, but I'm a very skinny person. If you are a really skinny person, there is a chance that those mesh underwear they provide at the hospital will be too big for you. They're always too big for me. They do not stay up. They kind of start to fall once I get any kind of like liquid coming out of me. I know it's TMI, I'm sorry. But if you're really, really small, you might want to bring your own version of Depends, like disposable underwear. I mean, anybody might want to bring them, but I just know from my personal experience, those mesh underwear do not stay up on me at all. So I always bring an extra pair of these to be safe, particularly when I get ready to leave the hospital. You know, the mesh underwear isn't really that big of a deal if you're just sitting in bed the whole time. But when you get up and you start walking, that's when things can really get a little scary. The next thing I am bringing is a nursing gown. I will try and link any of these things I can find like links for in the description below, but this is a motherhood maternity yeah, motherhood, maternity, nursing gowns. This is like a sleep gown. And I love this gown for postpartum, breastfeeding, everything. But it's really nice because these open up so you can breastfeed easily, right? They have those little breastfeeding clips. Super easy for you to open up. But because it's also a dress, there's nothing to be tight around your belly. It's easy, so if the nurses have to come in and like check you, they can easily check you, and you don't have to worry about like pulling anything down or anything like that. And then it's really easy when you also are changing any of your pads or anything like that. So I love to bring a nursing gown with me. I pretty much will stay in this the whole time I'm at the hospital after I deliver. The next thing I have in here is my going home outfit. So I am bringing a black nursing tank. I did just order these. I haven't worn this one yet, I don't think. These are meant for when you're pregnant too, right? But they are nice and firm around your belly. So for me, I like to have like a little bit of like compression on my belly after I give birth. So I like to wear these, and then obviously I can nurse from them pretty easily. So I plan to wear that when I leave the hospital. And I plan to bring these sweats. So these are just really loose sweat pants. They're like kind of like pajama pants. I think they're from Target a long time ago. I don't know if you can still get them, but they're really like cool, right? So there's not a lot of fabric to this, so I don't get too hot. That's another thing, is that the hospitals can be really, really hot, especially in your recovery rooms. So I always like to have options of like things that are cool for me. And I don't know what the weather is going to be like when I deliver. End of April, beginning of May, it can be hot, it can be cold. I'm kind of in the dark there. I don't know what to really plan for. But I think I brought these last time. They're super comfortable. I can wear them now when I'm big and pregnant, and I will definitely be able to wear them after I deliver. I'm also packing a pair of underwear, and that is depending on how I feel whenever we go to leave. I might wear underwear when we leave with this outfit, or I might wear the actual diapers depending on how bad my bleeding is and how I feel. The hospital is going to have a lot of pads, and from my experiences, they tend to have different sizes of pads. Like they'll have really, really big ones, but they'll also have like smaller ones in there too. I don't know if that's every hospital, but like I said, if you can reach out to your hospital or go on their online and see what they offer, it's really smart to do. So you know if you want to bring any kind of like pads or anything with you. But I am not bringing any pads with me, just those diapers. The last thing I have in here is a bag of snacks. Inside this bag, I have some granola bars. I have a bunch of like little meat sticks. And then I have that's it, little like fruit bars. So it's something sweet I can have if I'm just like craving something sweet. But also, I think I've said this before, but I'm always starving whenever I deliver and I am breastfeeding. Like with my first, I didn't even eat for like over 24 hours because of how my delivery went. So as soon as I was actually able to like want to eat and like be able to eat, I was so hungry, and there was no food available at the hospital. My mother-in-law actually drove far away from the hospital to get food, bought food, and then brought it back to me. And technically like visiting hours was no longer allowed or whatever, but because she was like my person or whatever, they let her come back in to bring me food because I was starving. With my second, it was not like that because I delivered during the day. As soon as I got to my room, the nurse was like, call and deliver, so you can, or call and tell them so you can get dinner. Like make sure you call them right away so then they'll bring you dinner. And that worked out great, but I want to make sure I have snacks for those late night hunger cues that I get. And then my husband can also eat some of these too. So if he's in the room with me and like labor is progressing and he's hungry, he can grab one of these snacks as well. So that is everything I am bringing to the hospital to deliver my third baby. And like I said, it is super, super minimalistic, but from my experience in the past, I have brought so much more things and it never gets used. I end up just bringing it to the hospital just to bring it home. So this is what I need to make me feel comfortable at the hospital. Hopefully it helps you when you're planning on what you should pack to bring to the hospital. But if there is something that will make your hospital stay feel easier or more comforting to you, then definitely bring that along, because there is no harm in bringing too much to the hospital. It's better to have something and not need it than need something and not have it. I know my situation is not the same for everybody else, but I live 7 to 10 minutes from our hospital, so I am not worried about my husband having to go home to grab anything for me if I need something, but I know that is not the case for everyone. And it is really nice that I have all of this extra space on top, so anything that the hospital provides extra, like all of my postpartum care that they will give me, I can easily add it on top here and I will be able to bring it all home in this bag. Hopefully we will see how that goes, but I am very excited that I have officially accomplished one more step towards being able to bring our baby home. I know we are getting close. I hope you found this video helpful if you are preparing to deliver a baby soon like me. And I cannot wait to share with you all of the updates that come from my 36-week doctor appointment. So stay tuned, that video should be coming up very soon after this one. I will see you all then.